Great morning. I did not bring the computer today, so everything is going to be shot on the phone and uploaded from here. I did pull some cards on Derek Chauvin, and I also want to do about the woman in the, what is this? The new case, that young kid that was killed. But she thought she's pulling her taser and she pulled the gun and shot him. Terrible. But what I got with Derek Chauvin is metamorphosis. You know, we start out with the metamorphosis. It's going through changes in the case as they're looking at the evidence. Okay? As more evidence is coming out. In the center of it, he's pled the fifth. His thing is that he was acting, in the confines of his duty is basically what it is. Commitment. I did my job. We have Prince of Wands. I did my job, and that's it. But he's... Now, when you take the fifth, and you're not going to testify, basically, it's saying, I did it. Okay, I'm taking it because it's, if I testify, it might condemn me, so I'm not going to say anything. Okay. So, yeah, he knows he did wrong, but he's still up there acting like, I just did my duty as a policeman. That's it. But in the end, we have the coming together. When the trial comes together and is finished, we have Three of Swords, sorrow. So it is not going to bode well for Chauvin. Okay. When all the things come together. Yeah. Last one we get Eight of Swords, interference. It's basically he's getting tied up. So he's going to jail. He will be going to jail. Okay? He's not getting out of it. It doesn't matter how they tried to spin it. Now, I heard today where they're trying to say, oh, he had heart problems. He had this, he had that. Well, if he were just walking down the sidewalk and he didn't have some guy's, knee on his neck, those things wouldn't have just magically happened. Okay. I don't care how you want to spin it. The fact that this guy was on his neck for, 8 minutes, 9 minutes? Caused distress and caused whatever other problems he had to emerge. So, if he hadn't had his knee on his neck for all that time, it wouldn't have happened. It's not like, oh, this was just going to happen anyway. No. So let's look at this woman that has just been indicted for, second degree murder. What's going to happen with her? What is going to happen in the new case? What is going to happen? Yeah, that was just sad. This kid is a young kid. So let's pull 3 cards and then we'll see. What do we have? What is going to happen with this new case? With this officer? What's going to happen with this officer in this new case? I mean, that's just sad all the way around. I feel for actually both sides because the feeling I got with her was the thing shifted so quickly. She was in panic mode. She didn't have any time. She just reacted, and the loss of life of that kid, it's just, I don't feel that she did it out of spite or anger or something like that. I don't get the same feeling as I do with Chauvin, okay? I get that she was panicked and just did a knee-jerk reaction, okay? Doesn't make it right, okay? Doesn't make it right. First card out is Magic Stream. So we have to look at everything that's coming down the pike. 8 of Discs, Prudence. So that's telling me that they're going to have to take the time and really look at this, evaluate it. And I think with the Magic Stream, it has to do with, you know, all of the past stuff as well, as far as the way that she has conducted herself for the last 26 years on the force, etc. I think all of that is going to be looked at. In the center of it, we have Solitude. Yeah, she's going to be in jail. And 9 of Wands, Strength. So she's going to feel, you know, that it's she's getting kind of beat and stuff. And then we have in the Dragon's Lair, they're going to look at this carefully, and we have oppression, 10 of Wands. This is something, you know, she's going to have to live with the rest of her life. That's what I get with it. It's going to be some time before it comes to trial. They're going to be looking, and I think the Dragon's Lair, I think it just is going to come up to the police department in the whole, looking at, you know, this breakdown, and we've had so many of these incidents of people being killed by police. I think that's going to come into play with this too. It's going to, yeah, and yeah, and I think, like I said, in this case, you know, in his case, he feels self-justified. This is just the type of guy he is. I don't think in her case it's like that. This is something she's going to have to live with the rest of her life, that she took this life unnecessarily, okay? And the Solitude, I think she's just really in her mind about this. And the Dragon's Lair, I think this is, again, going to wind up being a condemnation of the police department as a whole. Yeah. So we'll have to see. But, yeah, we've got 8 of Discs, going to have to reevaluate everything. She's going to have some strength to hold through with this. And there's going to be oppression. She's going to be, this is a burden she's going to have to carry for the rest of her life. I think it's also going to put a bad spin on the police department as a whole, that maybe the training was not good enough. That, like I said, she had a knee-jerk reaction. I don't, again, I don't feel anywhere that's anywhere near like Chauvin. Chauvin was just a narcissistic, nasty guy, okay, out for blood, okay? He did it intentionally. Hers was a knee-jerk reaction. Again, don't think I'm condoning it. I'm excusing it. I'm not at all. She did it, and she's going to have to live with it, and she's going to have to, you know, pay. She's going to have to pay. Yeah, I think in the end, in her case, Moonlight and Ace of Cups, I think it's going to leave a bad taste in some people's mouths. Okay? I don't think that they're going to think enough justice is done. Okay. Yeah, it's bringing up a lot of emotions for people. And, you know, again, this is something that could have been preventable. Could have been preventable. And there will be a lot of spin out there about this trial as well. So yeah, that's what I'm getting for those two. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's well, let's look and see. Will there be any better changes from this as far as revamping police departments? Will these trials lead to revamping of the police departments? They really need to go through some radical changes. Will these trials lead to revamping the police department? Will it get any better? Will these trials lead to revamping of the police department? Let's see what we have. First off, Bone Collector, the Princess of Wands. Okay, they're going to look at the bones, the heart of the matter. Okay, and I think this is going to be bringing up emotions to talk about possibly changes that need to come about. Okay. Coming together, and we have above it card of debauchery or Seven of Cups. You know, that about all of the illusory drama that they've been into, all of the things that they've continued with. Magical map shifter. And the truth coming out. So it looks like through this, they're going to look at all of the things and the illusory things that they're taking as fact. Okay. They're going to come together. It's going to be discussed. They're going to look at the heart, the bones of it, how it's put together. And they're going to make some changes based on what's happening with these, the information on these things. Ace of Swords, more information. And again, magical map shifter, we're going to change the direction of things. I like that in the center of it, we have the directions. So they're going to look at taking some police departments in a different direction, which is long overdue. They're going to come together and look at all the things that they've been buying into for so many years. So I think that there are changes, the bones, the heart, the bones of the matter. Again, looking at this idea that police are sort of invincible. And as long as you're on duty, you can just get away with anything and say, well, it was, I couldn't help it. It was part of my duty. Okay. I think that's going to go off the table. And I think that they're going to maybe look at perhaps, hopefully, more stringent psychological things. And I think they will take more measures to get police off the force that are having these psychological issues. So that's just my feeling on it. It's not going to happen immediately, but it's going to start putting these things into the works, so those changes can be made. And this idea about when you stop somebody that they are so overly aggressive, no need for that. Okay, that immediately the way that they are talking to people when they come up to the car, you know, weapons drawn, and just talking down to people and so aggressive, I think that they need to retrain them into how to deal with this, rather than getting up there and basically challenging the people and putting them in this, you know, being overbearing and being, what's the word I want to use? Domineering, abuse of power. Okay, it's an abuse of power. And so that needs to be looked at, the way that they come up and talk to people, and their confrontational style, which immediately ramps things up. You know, especially if you're a person of color and you just have somebody coming up there with that challenging, dominant type of thing, you know, what are most men are going to want to hit back. They're going to want to, you know, they're not going to want to cower down and say, okay, you know. It just really ramps and amps things up to a place that you don't want to be. Okay, so I think that those things are going to be starting to be looked at more. It's going to take time. Again, it's not going to change overnight, but I think these things are going to start to be looked at more seriously to get implemented and changed. So thanks for tuning in, love and light. If you've enjoyed the reading, please give a thumbs up, and I'll see you online. Don't forget to mask up. Stay safe out there. Okay, because I love all my tribe. Okay, so let's stay healthy, stay cool, and go forward. Love and light.